Good morning. Happy Tuesday. How is everybody? How is everybody? All right. Today is September 26th. It's the last Tuesday of this month. We're moving on to October. It's right around the corner. Goodness gracious, it's gone fast. Just a heads up, if you have a garden, speaking of October, if you have a garden, there are two designated weekends where the dumpsters will be placed in the east side, and that would be the weekend of the 20th in October and the 27th. So that allows you to clean up your garden. All of the discard of the waste you can place in the dumpster on those weekends. If you are in the west end, or I guess some people refer to it as the north gardens, you can take those and just throw those wastes deeply in the woods. That's fine. That's my understanding. That's how that's worked in the past. So again, October 20th and 27th, if you have a garden, you can use the dumpsters on that end. So just be aware that winter is around the corner, and if you want to prepare for that with your garden, you can get busy with that now. I'm going to also try to get a little more of a handle on what's what with the garden spaces. There's been a lot of requests for particular numbers, and so I'm going to try to attack that and start getting organized with that as well. So that's that with the gardens. I was also told this morning that there are two defibrillators in both ends of the east and the west buildings, and they are located in the in-house mailboxes. So just for your awareness, that there are two defibrillators in both sides, so you know where they are located. Also, October 18th, alterations are canceled. Alice let me know she is going to be out of town, and so I had already created the newsletter prior to finding that out. So you'll notice if you go to sign up that there will not be a sheet for signing up for October 18th. And she's asked me to tell you that if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, please just give her a call. Her phone number is listed on the sign-up sheet over there. I'll move on to this week. So this week at 10 a.m. we have the curator from the James Ford Bell Library here, and her name is Margaret Ragnow. So I'm excited to have her. She was supposed to be here last month and had to cancel due to a sting. I don't know if you recall that, but she got a bee sting, and so was not able to join us. So I'm so excited that she's back today. I know we have some competition. I think, Jeff, we have someone coming from City Hall today at kind of conflicting times. So skip that and go see my girl. She is a naturalist on the voyages of Captain James Cook. The explorations of the Pacific by Captain James Cook are legendary, yet our knowledge of these voyages frankly derives from the exquisite drawings that accompany the narrative. Many of these were made by naturalists on board these vessels of exploration. So we'll find about the new plants and animal specimens and the drawings that took place by these people that recorded this. So if you are available at 10 o'clock, please head up to Marion Hall. I'll move on to the 27th. At 1 p.m. we have, of course, our channel on 991. We have our recorded TED Talks. And the three topics at 1 p.m. are the growing megafire crisis and how to contain it, how life on Earth adapts to you and me, and is the U.S. headed towards another civil war? So those are the three interesting topics for TED Talks for this Wednesday at 1 p.m. Of course, on Wednesdays we have our 1:30, 500, 7 p.m. bingo, and 500 on Wednesdays. Thursday is at 9 o'clock is our recorded coffee chats, of course, at 991 at 9 and 11. Our excursion this week is to the Bakken Museum, and that leaves at 9:25. And then there's lunch at the Cheesecake Factory, which right over at Ridgedale, following the tour. If you have signed up for the Bakken Museum and do not have your check-in, there's a few people that have signed up that have not placed their check-in. Please get your check-in. Many of you do not have answering machines, and so when I call to let you know that you don't have a check-in or etc., haven't heard from you, I'm not able to reach you. Some of you do have cell phones, but not everybody. So I'm doing my best, but oftentimes, I mean, once you sign up, please be responsible. Try to get your checks in for me, please. The tour leaves at 10 a.m. and lunch is at 12 p.m. That's the reservations. On Friday at 1 p.m. we have our recorded coffee chats and bridge at 1 p.m. Of course, poker, and then 7 p.m. is our happy hour for Fridays. And the movie for this Friday at 7 p.m. in Marion Hall is a great movie called Legally Blonde. It's a comedy. A young blonde loses her love as she's dumped by her boyfriend. So she decides to follow him to law school, where she figures out there is more than just looks. So that is a hilarious movie. If you are free on Friday, join in and watch the movie. And then, of course, Sundays are typical van drives to places of worship. I want to back up also, if you are not aware or did not see on 991, backing up to Tuesdays, we had started going to the farmers market in the 5 p.m. to 7, and last week no one showed up. So we have discontinued that, and I think it's just because it's the end of the season, probably. So just FYI on that, and I believe I have everything. That's it. I'll hand it over to you, Jeff.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. What was I going to say? Oh well, I'll think of it as time goes by here. Okay, at 9:30 in the West Party Room, Dan Ness is running for City Council of Minnetonka. I don't know his politics, but I like him. The reason I like him is he came here and said, I want to go door to door, and I know that I have the right to do that, but I don't want to force anything. I want to do what you folks want to do. And because it is close to election time, I want to let people know what our policy is. We do not allow politicians to go door to door. It is a law that they can go door to door, and what we love to say is arrest us, and then we'll see how many votes you get from this place. So, that being said, what we do for politicians, we say, we'll give you time in one of our public spaces, you can put signs up, you can advertise, and then people can voluntarily go and hear what you have to say. So he's the first one this season, 9:30 West Party Room. If you want to go, go. If you don't want to, that's fine too. One thing that I want to talk about too is being a good neighbor. And there's a couple ways we can be good neighbors, at least that I want to point out this morning. One is, let's all use our eyes and ears. We had a vehicle broken into behind the West Building on Sunday, and some of you sitting here probably witnessed it. They broke, it was a Hyundai. We don't know if they were trying to steal the car or just steal the contents of the car, but they smashed a window, and the commotion, the car alarm went off, and the commotion was such they noticed that there were people watching them, and they just ran away. The car won't start now. We don't know if that's because they tried to steal the car and mess with the ignition, or the cops suggested that maybe the alarm wore the battery down. It's not all's well that ends well because their car won't start. But keep your eyes and ears open. If you see anything fishy or that you're not comfortable with, call 911. And I'm saying call 911. Yep, we can call the desk, but if someone's actively breaking into a car, I don't know that our desk isn't going to be real effective in stopping that. We'd rather have the police on their way. They did arrest the two young boys. They decided to go over to Dick's Sporting Goods and raid that place. So they got caught over there. Another thing about being a good neighbor is we're coming into the flu season, the virus season, all that type of thing. Take care of yourself. If you're showing symptoms, stay in your apartment, please. If you're showing symptoms, cancel housekeeping. If you're in good health, I still think it's a good idea to leave your apartment while housekeeping is there. That isn't a requirement now, but we all just want to be good neighbors. And if we have anything that we might spread or whatever, we want to let people know. I understand the, what do I understand? Not much. You're right, Dean. I understand there are some people that say we should almost lock down for COVID, and there are others that say no, no, no. We're not going to do anything special for COVID, but what we absolutely need you to do is, if you have it, cancel housekeeping and stay in your apartment. Is that a good enough policy? Can we order your tests? Right. So I hope that sits well with most of you. I know that we're not going to be able to make everyone happy on that, but we've got to do what we feel is right. And I think that during the pandemic, we showed just how aggressive we can be, how hard we can work to keep everyone safe. And until it turns out that there's lots of people getting really sick and unfortunately passing away from things, we're gonna try and ride it out. And I don't mean to minimize anything by that, try to ride it out. We're gonna fight it in our own way. We're gonna keep our distance and our symptoms are there and all that good, happy stuff. Another thing, so many things in life are counterintuitive. We're doing all these improvements. We're doing redecorating. We're improving some of the infrastructure of the building. So many things are going on. And I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I said, there just seems to me to be a little undercurrent of anxiousness and frustration and maybe lack of patience. And what she said is, it's the change. No one likes change. Even if it's for the good, everywhere we turn, there's change. And it's starting to get under my skin. And I think that there's some truth to that. So what I'm going to say now, hopefully, within 2 weeks, all the change will be done. And then, thankfully, we can go back to complaining about what's not done. And then the stars will all be in line. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Sharon. The second floor laundry. There are 3, are they the front load machines? Yes. 3 front load machines, 1 has instructions.
Nobody knows how to work the other 2. Yeah. Okay. Or most people don't know how to work the other 2. Also, the machine on the far right
Yep.
So, two things. Yes, a machine on the farm that works, because that one almost never works. And can we get someone to write instructions and put them on the top of the other front loaders?
Thank you, Sharon. There's some issues in the west laundry room. There's 2 front load machines that are difficult to operate. Okay, so we need some instructions on those. And then there's also a 3rd machine that is evidently is broken down quite often. I have Linda Cook, who does a phenomenal job at everything she does. She has those repaired from time to time. I'll ask her about that. And if we need to replace it, we're not shy about replacing it. We'll replace it, and then there will be 3 machines that people don't know how to operate instead of 2. Yep, understood, Sharon. Thank you. Does anyone know, how many of you know how to run the front load machines that she's talking about? Ellen? Okay. Ellen, you're an engineer. Would you be willing to write up some instructions? No. Yeah.
Why don't you just take a picture and copy it and post it on the machine of the instructions?
That would be too easy. If it's a 1-page instruction, but you're right. Yep. Or we could laminate the instructions and have them there.
The instructions is different than the other 2.
Boy, George Mickroot like that, he's clapping. Apparently there's only instructions for the 1. And the other one, missing, the other 2, we don't have instructions for. They're different. Life is so good, folks. We're having this heated discussion and it's about washing machines. How lucky can we be? Emil?
During the week, Linda is more than responsive to come and help you with the laundry.
Yep.
If you have trouble with machine. But I was in there Saturday night, and there's no one in the building who knows how to make them run on weekends. And there must have been 5 or 6 of us in there, and 3 of us were having trouble.
Yep. There's no one around to help with the washing machine on weekends. That's not going to change.
No, I know.
I'd say that we meet with Linda during the week. I'm serious. If Linda can show us during the week, no one around, we can all figure it out. And then once we get it, then ideally we can share it with others, and it's kind of like friendship bread. Norma?
Jeff, I just happened to look at the schedule on the door, and I see that the ending time of not being able to use the laundry room was changed to 5 o'clock. Do you know anything about that?
I know that she is swamped, and I know that she is. Oh, sorry. The what day is that for?
It's Monday and Tuesday.
Mondays and Tuesdays, the open washers and dryers begins at 5 p.m.
Ends at 5.
Ends at the open part.
No, the closed part. Has been moved.
Oh, we close at 5? She works at night?
It says that-
Yep, okay. So get your laundry done before 5, Mondays and Tuesdays.
It's almost all day between 9 and 5.
Then I want to go back to the first thing I said. The laundry room is open at 5 p.m.
On Monday.
for you folks on Mondays and Tuesdays. Residents' laundry is being done all day Monday and Tuesday. It's not like we're not allowing residents to do laundry. Those are the times that we're doing laundry for you.
She was there till
Virgin.
8 o'clock last night.
Yep. And were you not able to use anything in there?
As she got done, then she finished with machines and we.
Yep. And there again, she's busy. I don't know. Yeah, Levon?
She did 29 loads yesterday.
She did 29 loads of laundry yesterday. And what are we getting a load? $10. Should be $30, but. Okay, so 20, that's a busy day. Yep. I also saw, why I'm bringing this up, Pilgrim Cleaners. I saw an ad for them this morning. They have a wash and fold service now. I don't know what they charge, but anyway. Anything else?
When does Pilgrim Cleaners come to the building?
Pilgrim comes on Fridays with dry cleaning.
Oh, they'll pick it up on one Friday and then bring it back.
Yep, yep. Evie?
I just want to let people know I'm having surgery on my foot a week from today, and I won't be around for about 6 weeks.
Okay, Evie's having, when is your surgery?
A week from today.
A week from today. So you're gonna miss Coffee Chats.
I will.
Wow, you poor woman. You can catch Coffee Chats on YouTube.
In the library.
Fred?
Now that 991's working everywhere, and go back to my suggestion of putting whether the Rosewood room is gonna be open or closed on 991.
Yeah, excellent. With 991 working in both buildings, knock on wood, we can post the status of the Rose Room daily on 991. Excellent. Mikru, George.
How about 990?
990, I don't know what's going on there. 990 is the picture of the vestibule in your building, so that when someone calls to be let in, you can go to 990 and see it. I don't believe it's working in either building. And we have cameras at each desk where we can see the vestibule. So that camera is sending a signal. It's just getting lost in transit. It's not getting to be inserted into the TV channels. I think we can figure that out, but no promises. And quite honestly, I told Pat, she said, should we call EFS and have that fixed? I said no. And the reason I said no is we can't stretch ourselves any more thin. And until we get our ducks in a row, there's a lot of people that have, that live here, that work here, that have things that they need addressed and things. And sometimes we have to say no so that we can take care of what's on our plate right now. So it's not national emergency that we don't have 990. We certainly know the importance of it and we'll get it. It's just we're gonna take a little bit to address it. Anything else? Any new residents here? Faye, how are you?
Swamped.
Swamped. Faye, do you want to stand up? Can you stand up? First off, my sympathies for sitting with the table you're sitting with. Anne is a wonderful person, and I'll stop there. But where are you from, Faye?
I'm originally from Minnetonka. I was raised here and went to school here and lived in other places in my life, but I came home to roost.
Excellent. You graduated from Minnetonka High School?
1966.
1966.
Which means I'm 76.
76.
Oh, my maiden name is my name now, because after my divorce, I took my maiden name back. It's Levine, L-A-V-I-G-N-E. And I live in 319 in the East Building.
319 East.
I have 2 daughters.
Do we know the gender of that one?
Not yet.
Okay. So we've got 2 daughters and 3 granddaughters.
Right.
No males so far.
No, my sister had 3 boys, and I had 3.
It evens out.
And
Yep.
I was the tomboy, and she was the prissy one, so I don't know how that works out.
Yep.
And I have a sister in Maple Grove, and her brother that lives in Eden Prairie, but now for the winter they're in Arizona. One of my daughters lives over by the Carlson Towers in those apartments.
Yep.
And the other one lives in Colorado with the rest of her family. They moved there to be with their daughter and grandsons and so on. So, I don't know, I'm just so happy to be here. Every time I came here to get information, somebody stopped by and introduced themselves and said where they lived, but don't get me wrong, I do not remember any of it.
Yep. And Faye, now that you're here, we don't have to be friendly to you anymore. I mean, the lease is signed, it's move on to the next one. Now you're part of the secret society. We're nice to visitors, not to each other.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, Faye, I have one last question. When is your birthday?
July 18th.
Okay, we're not going to worry about that until next July then. We are going to worry about birthdays today. Today's the 26th? Yep. Lorraine, did we wish you happy birthday last week?
No, you didn't.
I apologize. The 25th, Lorraine Mullen and Judith Stafford. Is today the 26th?
Yes.
Evie, you're having surgery the day after your birthday.
No, today is my birthday.
Let me repeat. Evie, you're having your surgery the day after your birthday. That means today is your birthday. Happy birthday. Tomorrow, Gail Lightower. Happy birthday, Gail. And on the 29th, Denny Lutkin and Elaine Mickroot. George, do you need a reminder that it's your wife's birthday on the 29th? Does he? No. We'll get a report from Elaine next week.
I took the day off of golfing just to be with her.
What a sacrifice. I'm sure you women, your hearts are all just melting over that one. On the 1st, Joan Waddington, Amelie, happy birthday on the 1st. Eunice Rockland. Is Eunice out of town?
Yes.
Where is she?
California.
LA. And, okay, what's a week from today?
October 4th.
Tuesday. Thanks,
Very good, Maxine.
Maxine. Go eat a piece of cinnamon raisin toast. On the 2nd is Marge Belkin. On the 3rd, Pat Schintz. And on the 4th, Kelly Mowry. Is she in New Zealand? Wherever you are, Kelly, happy birthday. She's with her sister. I want to say New Zealand. Or Iceland. Iceland. Did anyone see the Northern Lights? Has anyone ever seen the Northern Lights?
Yes.
Okay. I was starting to think they didn't exist. All right. Let's sing Happy Birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Have a good week.